I want somebody making something out of alpaca, because I hate alpaca. Y'all know I hate alpaca. It's like saying I'm going to make alpaca arm warmers. Never happening. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is episode 36, August Dye Project. This is probably my favorite video or episode of the month, because I love dyeing, and I like showing you how to make the colors that I make, just in case you want to, or if you want to learn more about dyeing. I hope it's helpful to you. I just love showing you what I've made and how we got there and what I was going for, and it's just fun. It's fun I always look forward to this episode. So let's get started, because there is a lot. Okay, first, what I'm wearing. This is the actual original top that started it all. This was actually the Girly Knits bra top. That's what I made this in first. And then I didn't like that because it was constructed from the bottom up. So this was that first. And then someone in their notes had done it top down, and they wrote how they did the cup increases. So I took her notes and just made mine so I could make mine top down. So this is actually what started it all. Like, this started my I don't even know. I have to have over a dozen of them by now. I don't even know how many I have, but it's a lot, and I wear them every day. I'm not even kidding. I wear them every day. This started in May 2019 is when this actual one. I don't know if that's the Girly Knits one or this one, so one of those, but that's when it all started, was 2019 is when my obsession started. This is a Knit Crate subscription, Vitalana Ambient Worsted in Dawn Blush. It's like a pinky salmon tonal. It's very pretty. It's, oh, you know what? I didn't look up the, whatchamacallit, the fiber content, because I forgot to. Oh, look, it's right here. 100% wool. Well, that's helpful. So again, not superwash, not merino, so probably just a mix of wools. It is hot in here today. I have this in a crop, and I probably should have worn the crop, but I was like, oh, because it doesn't get hot in here until 1 o'clock, and it's now 1:05. So, like, before, I swear to God, before this starts, the skylights, it's not even hot in here until that happens, and then all of a sudden it's like you're roasting. It's terrible. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing. It's not the softest. But it is next to skin soft. It does not hurt me. So I'm able to wear it, and it's just fine. But then I do like the like Peruvian Highland is my favorite for tops, because it's not as slick. Like, it's got a little grip. It kind of grips you. I think I just don't like superwash, because I feel like superwash really has no support. And so with the top not having a lot of support to begin with, I like the non-superwash to be less slippery, I guess. Anyway, there is a yarn for every project. So if I don't like a yarn for a project, that doesn't mean it's not good for something else. Like, I happen to like this yarn for this project. You may not. You may prefer the slipperiness of superwash. You may prefer merino, whatever. But I really believe there is a yarn for every project, and that's usually where we get caught up, is we've got the wrong yarn for our project, and let's try not to do that, okay? So, finished object. I've got her in the sun. This is Sport Weight Linda that I dyed. So, if you watch last week's or last month's dye project, you'll see I'll have gone over what we did with her. I'm not going to redo it because there's too much to do today. I am going to give you her measurements, and I'm going to compare her to the Sport Eleanor. But remember, Sport Eleanor was done on the smaller needle. She was done on 4/5s. On the 4/5s, we got 56 wingspan, which is really nice, 56, and a depth of 23 inches. So 23 inches up and down, 56 across. Good size. Where's my Eleanor? Okay, the other Sport Eleanor was 52 by 19. So 52, 19, 56, what did I just say? 56, 23, 56, 23, 52, 19. I guess we'll try her on to show you. And look at that end. Look at how much. Oh, I love when it happens. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so flip these around. Center this. She's a long one. She is a long one. So, again, pretty nice size, and these come down so nice size shawl. Look at that, that's to my belly button. My belly button's right here. That's almost to my belly button. So, I have no problem wearing this. This is gonna stay on. It's not gonna fall off like the worsteds. Well, the DK really was the one I have the problem with, is the DK. The DK is not to my. I still don't know what to do about that DK. I'm trying to ignore it for right now, and then I'll figure something out later, and then we'll go back and fix all the patterns for the DKs with new recommendations. I don't think I put on any. I'm trying to think of what I did for Eleanor, and I don't think I put in any of the yarns. I don't remember. Anyway, Linda will be released next Friday, which is Friday the 13th, which does not have any connection to Linda. Quite the opposite. But anyway, next week we'll be going over all the different Lindas and all of their sizes and stuff. Okay. I'm confused because I have two different notes of two different episodes, and I'm confusing myself because I don't know which one I'm looking at. So we're looking at this one. Whips. You ready for whips? Fingering weight Dana has been started and is here. There are pictures on Instagram from my Wednesday, but I'll probably repost them with the thing for this video so you can see. There is a lot more of that periwinkle than I thought there would be. There is a whole bunch of periwinkle. I think it just stands out. I think it just stands out. I think that's the only reason why. It just stands out against the pink and the green. We got a black speckle. It's just pretty stripey right now, nothing really. What I love about this is that it is a triangle all the way through. You don't have to like wonder what shape your shawl is going to be. It starts from the beginning looking like a triangle. And I just love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Really liking how this is working up. I wasn't sure how I would like it. But it's really neat. I'm glad I got enough done that you could like see some of it. I think I'm gonna work her up to 30. I'm gonna stop at 40 and look, and then make a decision then. That is my plan. Second whip is redoing the shorts in the different, you're not going to be able to see anything. It's just ribbed black shorts. This is just, we're still on the waist, so this has got a ways to go before we can do anything. So I'm doing fingering weight Dana in the shorts. That's all we've got so far because everything else I need to do, I had to wait till today for dye day to show you. So there's two things I'm going to do before we get into the actual dye project part of the episode, and one of that is some squishy mail I got, and the other one is my dye swatches. Because what I found in my dye swatches has a lot to do with one of the skeins we did today, or that I'm going to show you today. So first I'm going to show you my squishy mail, and this is cashmere, named after the Led Zeppelin song Cashmere. Cornbread and Honey, she is a local to me. This is the Wool to Die For Platinum Sock Base. I can tell that because it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams. This is the base I dye. So it takes kind of a lot for me to pay indie dyer prices when I'm an indie dyer, and when it's a base I can make. But I love this color, and it's not something I am ever going to create on my own. This peachy with salmony specks, I just thought this would look great as a shawl, of course. What else? Wearing something totally black. I just love it. I have been wanting to use Cornbread and Honey as one of my shawl designs. I have really been trying to, because I put Tina in there twice with the same colorway on different bases, but Tanya, who does Cornbread and Honey, she is also local to me, and so I really wanted to feature local dyers, but those are the only two, because what's the other girl? Becca never came back. Becca hasn't come back dyeing, and because I wanted to get some stuff of hers too, because I would have put hers in one. So I had to branch out. There are other two places that are local-ish, Destination Yarns and Superfine Yarn Co., which is kind of new. But Destination Yarn doesn't have a base that I could use for any of my weights. None of the yardages matched. So I wasn't, I couldn't use her. And then Superfine Yarn Co., I have 3 sets of her merino cashmere that I'm making into something, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a pattern or not, so I didn't want to feature her either in case I make like a whole shawl just in her yarn. So I don't know of any other local dyers to me other than Tanya and Tina. So Tanya and Tina. So I really wanted them to be in my pattern. So I think she's going to be when we do the bias stockinette, because I think this would look gorgeous in stockinette. I really, really do. This is what I want to be that fingering. And I think I had a name, but I don't remember the name. But I'm very excited. So this is not going to be used for a while, but that's going to go in the stash. I swear, I think every time I do a video, we hear sirens. I think that's the thing that actually happens. There's a highway right here that they use to get to the hospital. So that's why. It's not like I live in a high crime area. It's the ambulance getting on the highway to go to the hospital. Okay, so dye swatches. Okay, I wanted to show you, first of all, how my dye swatches work. First of all, there's two different ways. One way, and I told you these are all 1 gram of fiber. 1 gram of, this is platinum sock. I get the minis or the micros, which are 20 or 10 grams of yarn, and then I cake them up, and then I put them on my scale, and I pull off, and I cut. So these are all 1 gram, give or take. So the first thing I do when I have like actual colors, because you know I make my own colors, so of the actual colors that I have, like my CMYKs, my oxblood, here's deep magenta, bright yellow, Caribbean blue, teddy bear brown, what is this, espresso bean? Yeah, espresso bean. So these are the colors. So I do them on, it's usually like 0.1% to like 3, yeah, 0.1, 0.25, 0.5, 1%, 1.5%, then 2% and 3%. And that gives you a good, representation of the color. And what's fun is if you have two browns like this, you can see that teddy bear brown is really more of a brown, and espresso bean is kind of more of a purpley brown. Remember that from when I show you what we did later. I'll remind you, but yeah. So then I also did all my grays. So there's platinum, silver gray, tornado gray, twilight gray, and then true black. Okay, so these are the most important ones for me. This is where I get all my colors, my deep dark colors. So then these are my actual colors. These are the colors I use at 1%. Okay, so this is the rainbow that I use at 1%. Except for this is oxblood at 3, no, oxblood at 5. Because that gives me that crimson that I want. I found that out after I did that. Otherwise that would have been a 5. So here's your deep magenta at 1%. And 1% is a pretty good, you for sure get a good purple. That's a good purple, right? 1% good purple. Here's a good blue, royal blue, 1%. And of course, the only thing you can't really get is at 1% is a red with these. You would need to use like a fire engine red, which I don't like to use fire engine in. So I like to use this oxblood at 5. I just do. Because red's an important color for me. So, when I mix these, they are mixed with 1% of these. Not the oxblood, but these, the CMYKs. This is cyan, C is cyan, M is magenta, and Y is yellow, and then K is black. I don't know why K is black. So we have all of these. Well, 2 of these shouldn't be here because these were made with fire engine red, so they don't count. Yeah, these are fire engine red, which didn't matter because I have it right here with the deep magenta. So we have these in different, 50-50, 25-75, and then 75-25. Okay? And that gives me the whole rainbow. So I take that whole rainbow, and these ones are mixed with 25%. So it's 25% with True Black, and 25% with the Teddy Bear Brown, and then 25% with the Platinum, which is hilarious because that looks like my 1% colors. That does not look, oh, get that gray out of there. That does not look any different, does it? No. Here's a silver gray. Silver gray came out neat too. And then the tornado gray darkened that up a little bit. It got nice lime back there. Okay, so then after I do 25, you can guess that we do 50-50 of all the colors. Okay, which we're getting a little bit darker now. Except for Platinum, which is really fun. Platinum lightened up everything. So they're almost neon. Almost. They're so close to the original. It's just neat. Like, it's just neat to see. It's just, because look at the rest. They went all black and they got like really gorgeous autumnal colors, and I don't even know what that is. But the Platinums are they're doing their own thing. Also, the silver grays got a little bit washed out too. That was pretty fun. And then that brings us to the 75s. And what I want to show you about the 75s, have you guessed, is the Platinums, because look what the Platinums did. They gave me, seriously, almost pastels. That is 75% Platinum. So this gray actually lightened up my entire rainbow. It lightened them to almost a pastel. Like, I can't even, it's still a little saturated over here. But like, look at, this is almost a mint green. This is almost a mint green. Like, if I did these in less than 1%, if I did these at like a 2% or a 25%, I bet you these would be pastels. Which, holy crap, oh my god. These colors here, look at this. Look at these blues and this purple. Can you see? This turquoise and this blue and these purples. I just can't even. Come on, with how pretty they are. I just can't with this Platinum. I was so taken by this Platinum, by what it did. And so I was like, does this have the power to take down your dye? Like, if you have too much dye in your yarn, could you put some of this in to lighten it? The answer is no. I'm going to show you what we did anyway. Because look at the rest of and the silver gray. These are Dharma colors. So platinum, if you want to play around, that's platinum. And this is the silver gray, which again gave us this washed out. It's almost like a glaze. And that's just how it came out, with this like kind of glazed look. Which is, I also played around with the silver gray. Those were the two that I really was like, I like these. And then the tornado gray, again, just gave us this beautiful kind of washed out, neat colors. I mean, my black and my browns are kind of a little too dark to really do anything with, but we got a lot of nice colors. So I also wanted to pick out the colors that I chose for I wanted to show you the colors that I chose. They were all 75s. So I'll put them right here. So with that in mind, I knew I wanted to do some of the new colors that I had just finished, because I just finished those the other week, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, look at these colors. So especially those pastel, like I was like, what? How does that happen? Because I'm adding dye and getting lighter, and I'm like, how is that happening? So that's why I love swatching. I love swatching because you can figure out what you can make without having to ruin. I think it takes away the pressure of ruining like an entire skein or an entire batch, where you can just play around with 1 gram and 1 little millimeter. I use a syringe, little 1 millimeter syringe. So you can play around and do work on different, like, you don't even have to do 75-25s. That just gives me an idea of where I'm going, so you can see the progression. And then if you want something else, you go, how do I get there from where I've been? And I think it's easier when you have them in front of you to look at. It gives you more ideas, I guess. And for me, it takes away all of the fear of messing up real bad. Because if you mess up 1 gram, big deal. Throw it away. Who cares? Actually, the cat doesn't eat it. But you're okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about... No, I'm going to show you this later after I show you all the colors. That's just Leafy, the Willow. That's going to be worsted weight. So first I'm going to show you DK weight. This is DK weight Dana. Oh my god, is she not gorgeous? Is she not? Look right here. Look what we got too. We got that periwinkle. We got that periwinkle, you guys. I'm going to open this up and let you see it. This came out so unbelievably beautiful. Like, I shocked myself. We got periwinkle. We got this pinks and like a bunch of different pinks. Lighter pinks, darker pinks, grayish pink. Periwinkle in here. Here's we go. We got a big thing of periwinkle. Do you see this? We have so many different colors of pink in here. It's like amazing. Pink, purple. It's so pretty. So here's what we did. These were all done full immersion. So DK Dana, 1%, because all my colors are done 1%. We know that, right? So for this 1%, we had deep magenta 25% and silver gray 75, which is right here. I'm going to show it to you. So this is the swatch that I picked out to use. I thought, oh, what a pretty color. Now remember, this is the ones I said kind of look glazed. They kind of look glazed. That gray kind of puts like a glaze on it. And I'm not sure that it's, I mean, it's similar, but this pink is all over the place. So, I mean, we definitely got it. We got that for sure. So that was one I picked out for that. So this is one of the new colors I told you. We did. So to get that 1% on 100 grams, it's just easy. 25 grams, 75 grams, not hard. Then I did not do low immersion. I was going to do low immersion, and then I didn't. And instead, I put 25 grams of Tornado Gray in because I wasn't sure what it was going to do. And this time, I really kind of got like experimental. I was like, let's see what this is going to do. And so the darker bits, like right here, this darker bit, this is the Tornado Gray. And then there had been some spots where like the figure 8 ties were too tight, where there was some white and some, I mean, not totally bare, but there were some that did not get full, because when I'm putting them in now, I don't stir them around. I don't do any of that. I drop them in and leave them. I don't touch them. When I'm doing tonos, don't touch them. That's what I learned last time. Don't touch them. Just let them be. So all of those periwinkles, I think that's the Tornado Gray hitting the bare yarn and somehow giving us periwinkle at 25%. We should look at 25% of okay, where did I put those? Here. Was I 25% of Tornado Gray? Is that what I said? Tornado Gray out of 25. That's Tornado Gray out of 25. So I'm telling you, that had to have some pink on it then to get us that periwinkle, some pink or purple on it. But that's how we got that, is the Tornado Gray going on there. Isn't that neat? Look at how cool that looks. Look at that right in there. And that is going to pop just like the periwinkle pops on the other one. And I didn't even plan this. I did not even intend for that to happen. That was why is there Velcro right here? That's dangerous. That was a complete accident. That was one of those fortuitous freak accidents. So I'm so excited to work this up, but I know I'm going to be so disappointed in the final project because this is the Knit Picks swish. And it's not going to come out the way I want it. So, but I love this. I'm so in love with this color. I think it just looks, I just think it looks amazing. And I'm so proud of that I was able to do that, I guess. And unintentionally match, well, that came out terrible. Anyway, our second one, I was actually really excited, and then it didn't come out at all like I had planned. So it was a bit of a bummer. This is Sport Weight, Dana. And you can, again, we got some periwinkle. This is not going for periwinkle, but we got some anyway. This is purpley. What was I going for with this? This is a 50%. So this was going from this one. No, the opposite. Okay, I was aiming for this, which is a bit redder than that. So we did not make this, and I'll show you. Caribbean blue, 12.5, deep magenta 37.5, and teddy bear brown 50. And one of the reasons, put it up with this so you can see the difference. That's a lot less red than I wanted, right? I wanted a more reddish purple. I bought the teddy bear brown purposefully for mixing colors, so I would get a greater range of color, because I knew black wouldn't be enough. And I knew with the teddy bear brown I would get lighter colors, I would get warmer colors than I could get with the black. So that was why I got the teddy bear brown. And I got teddy bear brown because it was a plain brown, like just a normal brown. There's nothing special about it. It was just normal brown. That's what they said. If you want just a normal brown, no frills brown, this is your brown. So I said, that's exactly what I want. I didn't want anything like the espresso bean has purple, which I probably wouldn't have bought if I had known that, because I thought espresso bean would just be a darker brown, but it's not. It's like purple. And I heard it breaks real well, but I don't do the breaking. So our Sport Dana is not a tonal. I would consider this a semi-solid. I mean, there is some variation in the color, but a lot of times I can't tell if it's that or it's shadow. Like it's really hard to tell if there's any real difference or if it's just shadow. It is like a washed out eggplant color, which I don't even like the term eggplant because it doesn't even look like eggplant. Never looks like eggplant. So this is not an eggplant, because eggplant's usually redder. Aubergine, I guess. I've been searching for a black purple that actually looks like the outside of eggplants, because I think that's the most gorgeous color in the history of natural color, is the actual eggplant itself. The outside color is gorgeous, dark purple, and I love it. This is a purple. It's a little bit dusty. It's a little bit blue. It's a bluey purple. It's not a reddy purple like I was going for. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I think it'll definitely sell well. So I'm not even worried about it at all. It'll work out beautifully. It'll look beautiful. It'll sell. So let's look at what we did with Sport Dana. Because remember those 75s? Did I put them away? I already put them away. Here, give me this. Platinum 75. Give me this. Give me this whole thing. So remember these. Platinum 75. Remember how light they went? Look at that. Because what I had wanted to do was do that purple. This reddy purple. And I wanted to speckle, I think, twilight gray on it. I want to speckle some twilight gray. So I was going to do, here, let me take this look. Give me this. No, that's not even it. Anyway, I can't find it, but whatever. It was that reddish purple, and I was going to speckle twilight gray on it. That's what I wanted to do instead, because my base did not come out like I planned. So that base was Sport Dana, 1%. Caribbean blue, 12. Deep magenta, 38. Now you notice those said 12.5 and 37 0.5? I dropped to 0.5 because I only get 2 decimals for my thing. Okay? So in order to get 1%, I had to go 0.12, 0.38, 0.5. Do you see what I mean? I didn't have an extra one there to get 1 gram. Okay? So I just did that. And now that's not enough to mess up the color as badly. The espresso bean messed up that color badly. And you could see when I put the 2 browns together, because you see one was very, very purple and the other one was very, very brown. That's why it messed up. My fault. Really not that upset because the color is nice and I got to do this experiment that I was thinking in my head. Ever since I saw how light these got with the 75 platinum, you're not even seeing how, like, they still look pretty. They are like 1 step below pastel. They're so washed out. Or 1 step above pastel. They're almost pastel. So because I saw them do that to 1 gram and 1% of color, right? 1% of color, that did. When this didn't come out, I was like, instead of speckling it, let's wash it in some platinum and see what happens. So the first thing I did was I added 1 gram of platinum, which gave us 2 grams of color on this thing. Well, 1 gram of color, I'm calling this 1 gram of color, and then 1 gram of platinum. And it didn't really look to do anything. So I was like, well, I know that it works on the 25-75 of 1%, even though we're past that now. We can't get to 1%. We've already put too much dye in. We can't do it. So, because if you've got 1%, then you're technically doing 75% platinum and 25% color. So you're already pretty much at a 25%. 25% of, what did we do? Deep magenta and Caribbean blue. I don't have that, but I do have 25% deep magenta. And 25% of Caribbean blue. So that's these 2 right here. So if I take these and put them up to, here's our deep magenta with platinum. So look, it toned it down and made it almost, again, toned it down. So it's still amazing. Like, I can't even get it into how it tones it. It didn't make it darker. It did not make it dark. I added 75% of a gray and it didn't make it darker. It didn't make it darker. Like, it's blowing my mind. So anyway, I decided to go for, what would happen if we had 25% color and 75% platinum on this skein? Since it's already purple, I mean, I can't speckle it, it's too dark. So let's see if we can lighten it. Either we're going to lighten it or nothing's going to happen, right? Because it's not going to make it any darker. So we already had 2 grams of color. We had a 50-50. 1 gram of color, 1 gram of platinum, 50-50, 2 grams. So I just went to Google and I started going, like, what is 75 of blah, blah, blah of numbers? I just kept putting in numbers. Like, what is 75 of 300? Because it's like, what if I had an extra gram? Like, how far do I have to go to make, no, I started with 25% because I wanted this 1 gram, so 100, to be 25%. Okay, because I knew I couldn't change this 1 gram of color. This was going to have to be my new 25%. So 25% And I'm like, oh, 25. That's a quarter. So that's 1 to 3. So I did 75% of 400, and it came out to 300. I was like, I'm right. So that means we did a total of 4 grams of dye on this one. 3 grams were platinum, and 1 gram was this original color. Now, it did not lighten it up like I hoped it would. So, but I still think that platinum is a really interesting color, and I want to play with it a lot more. Like, that's the using the platinum with some of the black, I think, is how I was getting the charcoaly color. Because then I did it with black. I can't remember what color it was, though. I should have looked for that beforehand. This one looks like it might be it. That's a tornado gray. So here's true black. Hang on, let me pull this out of here. This is 75% true black and 25% tornado gray. And that is as close to charcoal as I have ever gotten. And it's just great. It's almost black. It's almost black, but it's got this grayish, it's almost like a black glazed gray. So I want to play around with that a little bit too. That's another one I want to play around with. But not for these, because obviously these have a specific purpose. So these are the colors we came up with. I wish I had switched bases now. Like, I wish I had thought I thought I was going to like the other color better, so I put it on the sport. I was wrong. So, and then I wonder what would have happened if we had switched these, if it would have made any difference. I don't know. So I wanted to see all of Dana together and how well we've got Dana as a colorway, and I think I've got a pretty cohesive color palette here. I'm really excited by it. I think we did it. I'm sorry, I think I did a great job. And I love how I got this color perfectly. Perfect. It's perfect. Really excited. Oh my God, can you see my passed out cat? Can you see his face right there? What a weirdo. He's like passed out with his face up against what a weirdo. Okay. So I'm really excited for these colors. I think they came out even better than I imagined, better than I thought they would. I'm also really liking playing with putting a different color in at the end. Like, I almost went low immersion, but I didn't, and I don't remember why I didn't do low immersion. I'm trying to think why I did. It might have been because already it was pretty, okay, I do remember, because it was already pretty tonal, even variegated. And I was like, I don't want to just, like what we did with Linda, where I put her in low immersion. Ow. Did not break the skin. Okay. I put her in low immersion, and then we dumped something. Was it Twilight Gray, I think? So we have up here you can see what looks like shadow. That's not shadow, that's the Twilight Gray color coming in and making that tonal. And I love it. I love that. But I thought that would be too much for this, that we should just go all over, see where it goes. Like, don't just do the like this I kind of did like the underside of, I did it so the yarn was poking out the top. It was like barely covered. So it was like, if the yarn was in there, it was just going to get on the underside, which is kind of what I wanted. I kind of wanted to see what that would do. But this I just dumped in, halved it over, and I did not touch it. I did not touch it. And I think some of the best things happen when you don't touch it. Just put the yarn in and don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't stir it. Just let it do what it's going to do. And then you'll wind up with a surprise periwinkle that you didn't even plan for. I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that? This one, I really do like the color of it. It's not a color I'm going to make again because it's not dark enough. If it was darker, I would do it, but it's like this washed out. It's almost like one of those ones I got from, remember when I took that trip to Joann's a couple weeks ago and got that, Time to Feed Kittens. I went to Joann's and I got that Lion Brand stuff that was on clearance. Cellulose fiber. I don't remember what the fiber was, but it's some sort of plant fiber. It looks just like that. It's like washed out. It's a nice color, and I can make a pretty shawl and I can sell it, and that's not a problem. I think they just, didn't they just, I feel like we just nailed black and rose. Like we just deconstructed that skein to make tonals and semi-solids out of it, which wasn't really what I was going for. Well, I guess it was what I was going for, kind of, but can I take that variegated skein and break it into some tonals? I heathered, well, we didn't even do this one, semi-solid. It's really quite solid, so I don't know that semi-solid is even. We'll have to see what it looks like worked up. So super excited about these colors. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about these colors. And about this platinum. So fun. So fun. I wanted to show you the swatches, so if you are interested in dyeing and you want to see what these look like, this is what they look like. Because I hate buying colors and not knowing, and so I only buy the grays because I know I'm going to use them. I'm going to use the grays. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use them. I did not go through the grays themselves, and look and see what ones. Remember, I was going to use them for Maya. I haven't gone through and done that yet because I'm not there yet. We're not at Maya yet, so I wanted to focus on one at a time. So we'll do that next time. I'll look through and figure out. Remember, because I wanted to do. We've got a pink Maya, the pink and gray. So I wanted to do a gray tonal. Probably do a darker gray tonal and then a lighter gray tonal with some speckles. Trying to decide what speckles I want to do on that one, because the ones I wanted to do won't go with the pink, so I'm gonna have to do either like another gray. I don't want to do black. Another gray, or like I was hoping I could speckle that platinum and lighten up, like do like a reverse speckle, like it would lighten up on those spots. But I don't think that's gonna work. But I still think I'm gonna try that. I should have tried that on this, shouldn't I have? I should have speckled some. I'm trying to figure out how to do that and if it'll do anything. I just can't believe how it lightened up those colors. It's just amazing to me. But I guess it did kind of darken them. It darkened the tone, I guess. Didn't really lighten them. Because it was already 25% of the thing, right? Just the gray isn't that dark. I'm trying to get my brain to like realize what it's looking at. Because it's like, did that just lift all the color? No, because it was only dyed at 25% anyway. But your 75% of the gray, it's probably more filler than pigment. So you really just made a pastel almost, right? I don't know. But I feel like I want to play around with it some more. Like, I know what my brain's telling me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. It made them lighter. Okay. So, do you understand what we did? How I got to the 75-25 to see if it would work, and it didn't work. So that means it's not pulling the color out. It's not doing anything magical to the color. It's still all deposit, like hair dye. It's all deposit. There's no bleaching happening. So, next week, Linda, listen. Next week, Linda's gonna come out. We'll do a whole episode with all of her. We'll do all of her things, all of those. We keep working on Dana's. I'll start new Dana's as other Dana's finish. I don't know if I'm gonna. I haven't really scheduled. But like I said, we can get DK Dana and worsted weight Dana done in a weekend. So I worked really hard the last couple months, so I kind of want to take it easy this month. Also, I like having a not like a mental breakdown, but like I'm having. I don't know if it's just me, but the last few months have been really, really stressful. I ran out of my medication, and I couldn't get in to see my doctor, and I was looking for a new doctor anyway. And everything that could schedule me was too far out that I was going to run out of my meds before I could get in to see anybody to get more meds. And then, so I had to go to the Minute Clinic, and they gave me meds, but they gave me the wrong kind, because mine are sublingual, and they gave me the pill form. So I don't know if they're going to work the same, and because I hate medicine, I'm like terrified to take it. So I have like 1 more week to wait till I get to see my original doctor, and then another month and a half until I see my new doctor, who hopefully will not have a problem with me staying on this med, and will continue to, will take over the refills and crap like that. It's not anything important. It's an anti-nausea med because I get nausea a lot, especially when I get my thing. But it's enough that not having it, if I get an attack, I'm done for. I'm just done for. Like, it's terrible. And the stress of that, and the stress of the Delta variant, and the stress of, looming lockdowns and masks wearing, and we're not safe now. We were supposed to be safe getting the shot, and then not enough people got the shot, and now I'm reading the rising cases of Delta in children. And it's getting to be a lot right now. It's getting to be a lot. And this show and scheduling everything and keeping up my schedule is like the only thing keeping me sane right now through all that's going on, and not having access to the medical care that I need, and being too afraid to leave the house because of the, a pandemic. So I hope that all of you are able to find some calmness and find some serenity. This is mine. This is mine. This backyard with that little dude And my little dog, who is sacked out, she is asleep. Oh my god, she's really, really cute right now. She's like, oh my gosh, sleeping in sunbeams like little dogs do, right? Anyway, please take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health. Let's all take a page from Simone Biles and realize that if we don't take care of ourselves, no one else is going to do it. And when you've had enough, say enough. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, thank goodness we have, knitting, which usually relaxes us, right? So if all you do for this hour-ish that you're with me is sit and knit, I hope it brings you peace. I really, really do. Because I want us to all get through this. I want to be able to see some of my family again. I want them to make it. I want them to be alive at the end of this. And my heart breaks for people that I've lost. We're all going through this together. We're all in it. It's not like you can not be in it. We're all in it. And thank God that I have the husband that I do, because I'd be divorced if I was married to anyone else. I don't know how he puts up with me. Like, my mood swings have to be, like, ridiculous. And I'm angry all the time because I'm so scared. And I try so hard to focus on my knitting and don't let the inside in, and just be here with him and our animals and just be here. So do what you can to take care of yourselves. Okay? You are important. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm tired. It's hot. I got few cats. So have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be hot here, I think, because it's already hot. So I think it's going to be hot. I have no plans. I don't think I have any plans. I got a doctor on Monday, so that'll be awesome. Great. Just want her to give me my pills and leave me alone. Anyway. Okay, bye. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week.